welcome Harav Zakatinsky, Rav Hashem from Lawrence. Rav Zakatinsky, we're honored to have you with us today. I hope you become one of our Chaverim. Honored to have you. Also, we have the Chashiv Garfinkel family with us as well, Rabbi Josephy's family. Welcome as well. David, cut the tape. What's your name?
We worry so much.
What's your last name? Rabbi Zakatinsky. Rabbi Zakatinsky. Nussi. Come up for a picture. Bring him up.
A picture here.
Okay. Take a picture. We share. I down here. I down by the top.
Take 2 hours. 2 hours.
Gotta kidnap Rabbi Zakatinsky.
Yeah.
Our Chashiv Achav, Rabbi Braun, pointed out something to me just now. Rabbi Braun said that June 22nd we have an election coming up in the city. We're not telling you who to vote for. HaRabbonim does not take positions in campaigns. But whether you're registered from any party line, Democrat, Republican, there's an important election coming up for mayor, for a public advocate, for, well, not opposed really, public advocate, for controller, city council. Early voting starts, I believe June 12th, early voting. The 22nd is actual voting. And Rabbi Braun pointed out that many of our people will be busy the week of June 22nd with going to the country. So please make sure that if you're going to the country by June 22nd, to take advantage, as Rav Nussi pointed out, of early voting. Thank you, Rabbi Braun, for pointing that out to me. Also, welcome Rabbi Berkowitz. Rabbi Berkowitz mentioned he has an idea about taking RABBOnim to visit the police authority in Israel, a special trip. If you're interested in the details, please see Rabbi Berkowitz, so it'll be more elaborate about it. Okay, David, we're back on the record? On the record. Okay, so now, without any further ado, we call upon our chairman of our Presidium, Rabbi Yaakov Klass, to address us. Rabbi Klass, please.
Okay. I will speak very short. I will just mention something. I have to give a great hakara satayv to our menahel, Rav David Katz, which is one of the activities of the Igud HaRabbonim, is we send out weekly Divrei Torah between Rabbi Katz and, of course, Rabbi Student. This is a very important, really an extremely important activity. Rabbi Katz sent out, I believe it's the Ger Rosh Yeshiva, beautiful, about 19 pages. I know because I printed it out. I like the feel of a sefer. It's not on a screen. I don't like on the screen. I like to print it out and have it, possess it. A Jewish library, we love to have Sfarim. See, even if we print out a pamphlet, which eventually, if Rabbi Katz sends it to us every week, it can become a book. No, seriously, we have our Maimare Halacha, which Rabbi Student is the editor, and it comes out almost every fortnight, as they say. It comes out, no, actually not fortnight, every month and a half, I should say, about. And a beautiful Divrei Torah. But I want to focus on something in this past week's Parsha which will connect very much to Rav Nachum Josephy and what I discerned in Rav Nachum Josephy. Vayiyu b'nei Yisrael b'midbar vayimtzeu ish nekoshesh eitzim b'yom HaShabbos. They were in the midbar, and they found that there was one man who was literally chopping wood on Shabbos. He was violating the Sabbath. Rashi says, "Vayu v'nei Yisrael b'midbar v'yimtzeu, b'genusan shel Yisrael dibra kosev." Literally, to the detriment. It's talking about the detriment of Bnei Yisrael, that sheloi shamru elo Shabbos Rishona. They kept the Shabbos Rishona. Shniya bozeh v'chilolo. This one came and he was Mechal Shabbos. This is from the pamphlet, obviously the Sefer of Rav Alta. I forgot his first name.
Rav Shaul.
What?
Rav Shaul Alta.
Rav Shaul Alta, the Rosh Yeshiva of Yeshiva Pnei Menachem in Yerushalayim. Okay? So it's interesting. He brings, you see, that's Torah is not Hasidish, it's not Litvish, it's not Sephardi, not Ashkenazi. It's all inclusive. The Ger Rosh Yeshiva quotes Rav Schwab. Rav Schwab was definitely not a Gera. He was not a Litvisha. He was a Yekisha, right? So he quotes Rav Schwab. Rav Schwab asks the following kasha, a gewaltige kasha, phenomenal question. He says, "Zeh shahachaytei haya ish echad bilvad." He was the only one who sinned on Shabbos, who actually violated the Sabbath. Hu shvachan shel Yisrael. It's the opposite. This should be considered the praise of Klal Yisrael, not a detriment. And what is his proof? Because he says, we see before, earlier in Parshas Emor, with the Maisa of Cosby and Zimri, and it singles out Shlomis Bas Divri, the mother, that she was the only one, and unfortunately I'll use Lushna Nakia, she consorted with the Gentile, okay? And out came that son. She was the only one, so L'shvachan, this was the praise of Klal Yisrael, that everyone was so tahor, so pure. So why do we say here the Genus? We should say the praise, that he was the only one. That's Rav Schwab's question. Rav Schwab gives an answer, and it's not my answer. I'll tell you my answer in a moment. Rav Schwab says, because now, Klal Yisrael was after Kabbalas HaTorah, they were on such an elevated level that for one person to violate, that is Genusan Shel Yisrael. That already is literally the deterioration of Klal Yisrael, just from that one person. I have a different shot, and I thought about it. And again, Rabbi Katz, Yashikach you for sending this to me. I told this Chiddush in Shul this Shabbos, and the people liked it. They liked it because do they have a choice? They don't have a choice, you know. So, but anyhow, I said just the opposite. I said that the whole Inyan of, and I remember I told this over, and I quoted our late Vice President, Rabbi Pinchas Zvizinga. Rabbi Elbaz and I were very close with him. We looked up to him. Rabbi Philip Harris Singer, he was rabbi of the Avenue O Jewish Center. And Rabbi Stone was close with him. We were very close with him. And he mentioned about three things. When we do Blikas Chametz, when we search for the Chametz, we have a feather, a candle, a feather, a spoon, and a candle. The spoon, the feather, to take the chametz and put it onto the spoon. And what's the candle for? The candle for is so that we should see and we should find the chametz. So now he asked the question. We burn the feather, we burn the spoon. The feather touched the chametz, the spoon touched the chametz, we have to burn it. What do you have to burn the candle? The candle found the chametz. The one that finds the chametz has to be burned. We don't need that one there. What did it say? Vayimtzeu ish mekoshe sheitzu. You know the Gemara in Shabbos The Gemara in Shabbos says the following, that Rabbi Kiva says that Mekaishesh Eitzim Zeh Tzlovchad ben Chaifa, and he brings a drosha, Rabbi Kiva with his droshes. Kiva was Dairish, Kol Tagin v'Tagin, every crown in the Torah. But here he found psukim, and he connected the psukim, and he said that was it. It was Tzlovchad ben Chaifa. And Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira, he says, this is Daf Tzadi Zayin. Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira says, Akiva, Osidato liten did b'cheshbon. HaTorah kiseyu, the Torah kept it secret. Va'ato, Gilisa, and you let everyone know. So, over here, Rabbi Josephy would agree with me that the opposite, the Mekaishesh, first of all, we know Chazal tell us that it was L'Shem Shamayim. And it was not the same Farhesia as the Farhesia in the earlier one that we mentioned. It was not the same. It was not as public. It was Vayimtzu. They had to search out. Rabbi Josephy was just that type, the opposite. You know what he would search out? He would search out the person. He would look, and he would find not the Schlechts in jeder Mensch, the Gutskeit. Jeder Mensch hat a Gutskeit. It's not always there plain to see. But for someone like Rabbi Josephy, it was plain to see. I remember he asked me once to come to a shul. He wanted me to speak. But no, not only speak, he knew that I'm a shtickle bal menagin. Some say I'm a ganze bal menagin. Remember your son's wedding? Okay? So, I spoke and I sang. That's what he wanted. And he was so happy. He felt that this is another aspect of Kiruv. There was many different ways, many facets to be Makarev, to bring those that are a little further away closer. And I looked at his Olam. His Olam, he took people who were nothing and he made them into something. He made them something. Made them into from Jews. What do you think? He had to make them into Rockefellers? He had to make them into Reiche Gvirim? No, that's not what he made them. The people were rich. They had money. But he made them into people who were proud of. One of his people is I don't want to mention names, a big supporter of a lot of yeshivas. And you know who I'm talking about. And a Russian Jew, and Baruch Hashem, that was just one of many. And the feeling that I have, the Hakara Satay that I have, and Rabbi Elbaz, Rabbi Stone, all of us, those of us that really had a Masa Umatin with him for so many years, he was the one who really was also in the forefront, very involved. Once we established the concept of the Seudah Rosh Chodesh, he was extremely involved in that because he wanted the RABBOnim have to get together. RABBOnim have to be all together. That's the concept of Igud HaRabbonim, that we should all gather together. Everything we are doing here today is a taitzah of the avodah, of the wonderful work of Rabbi Josephy, a work that, to a degree, in his own family keeps on, and the fact that his wife's second husband, who I see the family loves him so much, and he got up to speak, and we love him so much as well, Rabbi Wernick. You are a spectacular speaker. You give over, and you have hearts. You have hearts. You're giving over from Rabbi Josephy. He accomplished much, and we are so thankful to you for all that you allowed us to enjoy, Rabbi Josephy. And Rav Nussi, where is he? He's hiding? Rav Nussi's hiding. Okay? So, Rav Nussi, really a grace and yashikach to you, and of course a grace and yashikach to Rabbi Dr. Frager, who is joining us today, who all became such a great activist in the Igud. And he did it not for us. He did it for himself because he realizes what the Igud is about. Each one of us who have joined in today, that's what's spectacular. I don't know if, I guess, oh no, he's here. He's still here. Rabbi Oh yeah, Rabbi Shulman is here, and I want to give a yashikayach on behalf of Rabbi Elbaz, Rabbi Hecht, and myself, that you are joining with us, and you'll be an active member of the Presidium, more active than any of us are, and because you have, and especially Rabbi Shulman knows a lot about the retirement plan, and that is one of the things that we're pushing now. Whoever you know, a Rav that you know, who you feel could use, he's of an age where the retirement plan will work well for him, please let him know, let him contact the Igud. Of course, you can contact Rabbi Shmerla, Rabbi Merashnik, Rabbi Katz, and Rabbi Shulman. Contact them, and they will give you all, or that person, give them all the information on the retirement plan. You know what? If you don't prepare for that time, you'll be sorry. A person has to prepare. We have to know there's a time when the income will not be coming in. So therefore, if you're able, and this is a plan that allows you to put away a very large amount tax-free. So, Yotze Hashem. Yashikayach Rabbi Sayin, and Yashikayach Rebbitzin, and family, Rav, and Rabbi Elbaz, Shlita.